Hello. Right. This is an accompanying vlog to my recent blog post. So, recently, in fact last week, I think it was, I wrote and published a blog post, which is something completely normal. I do that almost every week, so there's nothing new there, but this one was particularly difficult to write. Well, not only was it difficult to write, but it was also difficult to publish, because yeah, fair enough, I got it all written down, but then to actually press that button and let the world read it was quite a difficult thing to do. And although I knew that one day I would do an accompanying vlog to go along with it, I didn't think I'd be doing it so soon, because it's one thing to write something and then hand it over for someone to read, but to actually sit here and talk about what I've written is a completely, it's all new and a little bit scary. So yeah, I didn't think I'd be doing it so soon. I thought I'd have maybe a few months or even a year. I mean, it's taken me 20 years to even write about it and publish it, so to sit here in front of a camera and then publish this video out into the world is, like I said, it's a bit scary. The blog that I wrote was called "Why Do We Find It So Hard to Say the Word Rape?" And in the blog, I've opened up about sexual assault that I suffered twice, and it wasn't easy to write about it, as I've said. And it was even more difficult to then publish it and let the world read about what had happened to me. So I had been, or have been, living with this for nearly 20 years. And I'd got to the point where I needed to speak out about it. I needed to break the silence and help. Well, my ultimate goal is to help others to speak out about anything that the sexual abuse that they've suffered from or are still dealing with, and to help them break the silence. Unfortunately, someone on Facebook decided that this wasn't acceptable, and they reported my post because it portrays a negative experience. Yeah, well, no shit, Sherlock. Of course it portrays a negative experience. It's talking about being raped. It's not a positive experience. So what the friggin' hell did you expect to read when you saw that title? If you've read the title and seen the word rape and then thought, I don't know what you've thought. I had no idea. All you've done is see that word and reported it for absolutely no reason. And it has made me so angry. And this is why I wrote these notes, because I will just start going off on a big angry rant at that stupid, idiotic, ignorant twat that is just some keyboard warrior who thinks they know better, and that people need to be shielded from this kind of thing. Yeah, they do need to be shielded from being raped, but they don't need to be shielded from hearing other people's stories and how they've dealt with it and how they're surviving and how they're coping. You need people to speak out and break the silence, because that's how we're going to help others and ultimately stop this happening. And I can't believe the worst part about this is that the person who has reported it is most likely on my friends list on my Facebook. They are supposed to be a friend of mine. I just can't, I can't think of any. I've sat and thought, well, maybe that person has been in a similar situation, and I've even expressed this to people that I've spoken to about it, but it still makes no sense. If you've been in that situation yourself, surely you want people to be speaking out about it and help, because if you don't feel strong enough to speak out about it yourself, well, then other people are willing to do that for you. That's what I am doing, and in the long run, it will help. You don't have to say anything about your experience. I'm not asking you to. I'm telling people my story because I now feel strong enough to do so, and I want to help other women tell theirs when they feel strong enough to do so. I can't think of a reason why you would, I don't know why you've done it, and it's really pissed me off. If you had the slightest idea of how much courage it took for me to share my thoughts and feelings with ultimately now perfect strangers, because it's been shared so much, but that is what I wanted, because I want people to know that you can find that strength and the support is out there. But it is a scary thing to do, to share those things with people that you don't know, and even more so really with people that you do know. I was terrified of Chris reading that, because you just expect people to then treat you differently and pity you, and that is not what I wanted. I mean, he's been absolutely fantastic, and I even said in the first place, I'm going to write this blog post. It's not going to be very nice to read, and I just want to know what you think about it. And so I gave him it to read before I actually published it, and he's just been absolutely incredible. I will put links in this description for phone numbers and websites and social media accounts where you can go, where there is help and support and people who will listen. You can even send me messages. I will answer. I will speak to as many people as I possibly can in order to help them, give them the support and the strength that they need to speak out, because this is horrific that women think that they can't. Sorry, not just women, anybody who has suffered sexual assault, abuse or rape, that there is no shame in what's happened, and it is not your fault, and you can tell people and speak to people about it. The person that has reported me, as I was saying, has no idea. Well, maybe they do have the idea, I don't know. If you do have any idea of how much courage it has taken for me to do this, I don't think you would have been so quick to report it. So I don't think you have any idea of what I have gone through or am going through, because if you did, you wouldn't be so. I can't even think of a word for you. I don't know what the word is. It's not being judgmental. You're being a dick. Word rape is not a word that should be shied away from and hidden. It shouldn't be whispered. It's not a dirty word. There's no shame in using the word. I can't get my head around why you would do this, why you've reported it, why you've flagged it. Please, if you are watching this video, please let me know why you've done it, because I'd love to hear your reasons. And I'm sorry that if the word rape makes you feel uncomfortable, but do you know what else makes people feel uncomfortable? Being raped. That's not comfortable. So fuck you. You've made me extremely angry, and I don't like you. Unless you can give me a perfectly reasonable explanation as to why you've reported my blog post. And I don't think you can. But it's to be honest, it's just giving me more determination to get this story shared across time and space to everybody who needs it, everybody who is scared to open up, to say anything to anyone. I want them to read the blog post, watch this video, and know that they are not alone, because I am here to offer my support, to anybody that needs it, man or woman, who has suffered the same. And anyone who's been made to feel worthless or been made to feel as though they're not going to be believed if they say anything, I will believe you. I know how it feels to be so scared that you don't want to tell anyone because you think that they won't believe you, or to be so scared of even admitting it in the first place because you will think that you've done something wrong. You will go over and over. There's so many ways that you could have stopped it, changed it. It's irrelevant. You haven't done anything wrong, and it's not your fault, and you should not feel ashamed about it. I would just like to offer my support to anybody that I can and to help others break the silence. So, thank you.